I want to give a huge thanks to PTCGO Store for sponsoring the channel. PTCGO Store is a great site where you can get online Pokemon trading card game codes for some of the best prices. Now able to order Sword and Shield Rebel Clash codes. Be sure to use code CHIP5 at checkout in order to get 5% off your order, or click the link in my description down below. Once again, that is code CHIP5 to get yourself 5% off your order. Thanks, PTCGO Store. What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today I'm excited to take a look at an actually super interesting deck. So I was playing on PTCGO the other night on my live stream over at twitch.tv/trainerchip. If you're not following, you definitely should be. And we played against a player who was playing this very interesting Dustox Cryogonal deck. Not something I've really seen before. People in Twitch chat had told me they'd heard of this thing, maybe seen it a little bit, but I think this is an archetype that really, this is a really interesting card, but it's an archetype that's never really been able to see success. But with the release of Rebel Clash and Scoop Up Net, we now have more options to reuse this ability. So first off, full shoutouts to Silverstein123 over on PTCGO. They're the player that was playing this list. Their deck list was public, so I was able to take a look at it after the game we played, after I got absolutely obliterated because I was so intrigued. And yeah, it's a really, really interesting lock deck. Similar to Shock Lock maybe and Expanded, if you guys are familiar with that over there. Everyone loves some good old Shock Lock. But yeah, so the way that this deck works is we utilize Hazardous Evolution on Dustox. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed and poisoned. If you do, put 3 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. So we get that extra little bit of damage, and we paralyze them, meaning they cannot attack. And then we use Cryogonal's Frozen Lock. Your opponent can't play any item cards from their hand during their next turn. So we utilize this to make sure they cannot play Switch in order to get out of that paralysis. We lock that Pokemon active with the Frozen Lock, with Hazardous Evolution. And then we utilize cards like Scoop Up Net, like Super Scoop Up, and like Devolution Spray Z in order to devolve the Dustox so that we can evolve it again from the Cascoon and keep spamming Hazardous Evolution. And we utilize Grimsley here to move damage on our opponent's side of the field so that we can set it up that our opponent gets knocked out coming back into our turn. We've got a couple of other pieces here. You know, these Scoop Up cards are finite. We cannot infinitely use them just as it is, but Oranguru's Resource Management will allow us to at some point. If we're using Resource Management, that means we're not using Frozen Lock, which means our opponent will be able to switch out of the paralysis. Same thing here with Celebi's Time Distortion. This gives us an option in order to pick up the Dustox pieces without playing any of these trainer cards. And I think that is why why Silverstein was choosing to play Marnie's over something that might be a little more consistent like Cynthia. There are going to be times with this deck that you have to break the lock. You're not going to have the perfect lock every single time. You're going to get the paralysis, but you're not going to get the item lock is generally what's going to happen. And you're going to have to accept that that happens. And so you have to pick times where it makes the most sense to utilize the attacks, Resource Management, and Time Distortion for those instances to where it's less likely to be impactful. And that's why Marnie is good, is because it lets you disrupt your opponent if they have a large hand and you need to go into something like a Resource Management. But other than that, the list should be pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. 1 Oranguru, 3 Cryogonal if you can't see around the face cam. Anytime you ask if you guys are curious about what's behind my face cam, the list to every single deck is always in the description of the video. So definitely you can just copy and paste it from there straight over to PTCGO and you'll be good to go. So yep, there's the deck. Shoutouts once again to Silverstein123 on PTCGO for the list. And yeah, enjoy the games, guys. I had a lot of fun with this one. All right. Nanner 15,000 playing Psychic, Metal, and Water. So I'm assuming this is going to be Dragapult. Pretty tough matchup, but certainly winnable. Horror Psychic Energy is definitely not great for us. Because we item lock them for 10, and then when we hit them, we just get bopped back. So we'll see what the flip is. We'll see if we're going first or second. I think we definitely still want to go first with this deck, but going second, not the end of the world. It lets us play supporter, gives us more of an opportunity to get set up, so we will still always choose to go first, just because of the evolutions and such. Pretty good hand, as long as we find like a supporter for next turn. Honestly, I'm not hating this at all. And if it is indeed Dragapult, we know Jirachi's not getting knocked out next turn, so that's good. Alright, and that's a solid top deck as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just ditch the water here. I'm just going to go get another Wurmple. We do have Grovyle, which is excellent. We've got all 8 draw supporters. We prized 2 Scoop Up Nets. Oh, we got Cascoon in hand. What do we prize? Do we prize anything? We have to prize something. What the heck did we prize? 2 Scoop Up Nets, a Turffield, Celebi, and other Jirachi. Something else. I can't figure it all out, man. Too much thinking. Too much stuff going on. Oh, this is going to be a good hand to research, too. We lose a Scoop Up Net, which isn't ideal, but it's better to research early on in the game like this than later. So our opponent is probably like, oh, I'm playing against a challenge deck, but sir, you are sadly mistaken. Far, far from it, actually. So we'll see what they've got in store. Like I said, I am assuming this to be a Dragapult deck, probably with Fione as well, which actually the Fione could be pretty annoying. So here comes Treasure. And from there, yep, just going to get Inkay, actually. So they must already have a Dragapult in hand. They also ditched a Psychic, so I'm sure they have an attachment for a Dragapult in hand. So it looks like they've got a pretty solid hand brewing over there. Oh, okay, another Treasure. Another Psychic down. Another Inkay. Oh, Spell Tag Mally? Not Dragapult. Ooh, okay. This actually should be okay for us then, or better for us. I guess it could be Dragapult with like a thick Malamar line, I suppose. But this is definitely better than, yeah. This is definitely better than Dragapult. Spreading the damage here, a little annoying. See where he puts it. Probably just 3 on a Wurmple. But we can just evolve whatever that one is. We could even Scoop Up Net it since we're going to research. I really wouldn't mind. I mean, Scoop Up Net, because we want to get the evolution. We're gonna scoop it up later. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think it's better to get the Cascoon, the double Cascoon. It makes it easier to keep paralyzing, you know? So we're just going to go like that. We're going to attach active and research. Yep, Cryogonal. There's the other Cascoon. That's great. Let's see the quick for a Wurmple. Yeah. We actually hold off on benching that, I think. Go for Stellar. Get a Turffield. Perfect. Exactly what we want. And we are set up to be in super chillin' this coming turn. Go like this. Because now we can see go evolve, then we can super scoop up all this damage. This will get knocked out coming back into our turn. We get this guy down, and we pass. And he's got a 1-card hand. Didn't play a supporter last turn. I gotta assume they're gonna go retreat into Jirachi and Stellar again. My opponent is like, oh my gosh, what the heck does Dustox do? I am terrified. That's what I was thinking whenever I played this deck for the first time. But we'll see what kind of stuff they get going. Viridian, okay. Can actually be helpful to us. Maybe we should have played the Wurmple so we could put this other Cascoon down if we do hit heads on the Scoop Up. That actually would have been pretty good. Okay, there's another Malamar. But they haven't discarded the Giratina. They're also down 3 energies. There's a switch. Okay. So Stellar. See what it finds them. Quick Ball. So they could attack with a Giratina here if they want to. Right? Quick Ball that away. I don't think they've used Viridian yet. Let's see if that's what they're going to do. Oh, they could knock out our Cascoon with Psy Power now. Now I really wish we had scooped it up. Let's see if that's what he does. Oh, he just benched it. Oh, okay, this is fine then. Oh, yeah, this is totally fine. I guess he had used Viridian. I thought they didn't use Viridian, though. I thought they had not used Viridian. I was going to be really sad if our Cascoon went down there. See the retreat. Let's see where this damage goes. We are going to have to Marnie them and give them a fresh hand, but we're going to get the lock set up. Mew's going to get knocked out coming back into our turn. Yeah, and that is A-OK with me. Perfect. Para. Super Scoop Up. Heads. Perfect. It's all coming together masterfully. Go ahead and put this guy down. I'm actually gonna... I kind of want to hold off on the Marnie. Low key. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the Marnie. Not refresh their hand right away. I mean, we're guaranteed knocking out the Mew. We guaranteed paralyze whatever they send up next turn. I guess the Jirachi can retreat with the escape board. So that's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. So we're going to lose a Cryogonal to a Giratina. Yeah, I mean, they have one card in hand, so I don't know. Oh, well. Seems good. Seems good. Seems quite good. But they can't play any switches or anything like that, so... And that's why Frozen Lock is here. With the Celebi Prism Star prized, I'm a little worried about having enough ways to pick stuff up to take all 6 prizes, but I guess if we get the Celebi Prism eventually, that'll be good. They are already down a switch. Malamars have played 2 switch before, they've played 4 switch before, so up in the air. Just gonna attach to Mew, lose the other energy, sure. Alright, now what do they send up? They probably should just send up Jirachi. Oh, well there's our Jirachi. Well, they gotta figure out what they want. I would love them to send up Giratina. I would love them to send up Malamar. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Get these evolutions. Get the Dustox. That's the thing about playing a deck like this. Your opponent does not have any idea what the heck is going on. I mean, I know because I know kind of what the deck is, like what the optimal play would have been for them there. They have no clue. So I can't fault them or anything. Like, it's not their fault. Yeah, Nanner, you really should know how to play against Cryogonal Dustox. Shame on you. Maybe after seeing this video, they'll learn. And now, after you see this video, you'll learn as well. Or you'll get to play it and watch your opponents not know what to do against it. Because it's like, is this a theme deck? Like, what is happening? Fione. I could have attached here. but not the end of the world. We can still just go attach retreat. We do have Viridian in play. We're down a few energies, which could be problematic. I wouldn't mind a one of a skateboard in the list, but it's really not super necessary because... yeah, let me think for a sec. It's not super necessary at all because, like, whenever this goes down, it's because, like, this doesn't go down, right? Like, we're not promoting Jirachi. Guys, I cannot think. I really cannot think and play at the same time. It's not possible for me to do two things at once. You think I might be joking, but I really, really, really am not. Alright, so we really want a Super Scoop Up heads, please. So now I really want to look for a Super Scoop Up. Well, we can find Devo Spray next turn and be okay. So we just go retreat. And get this guy. Hello, Dustox. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get this guy out because we can definitely discard. Probably just Cascoon before Wurmple with the research next turn. And we will Frozen Lock. And that is some pretty good math. Not perfect, but almost perfect for this to be knocked out coming back into our turn. I cannot switch out of it. So, yeah. It's a sad day to be this Giratina. We can put back 2 waters, which is nice. There's a Mimikyu. Are we going to get item locked? Let's see what they promote this time, is the question as well. Are they going to promote Mimikyu? That easily just gets knocked out coming back into our turn. They really should promote Jirachi. Let's see if they learned their lesson. I really don't want to research if we take Celebi. Is this the Celebi or is this the Celebi? I knew it. I knew it. And he does promote Jirachi. Okay. We have to research, for sure. No question about it. We're going to get item locked. I guess he could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could not have an energy to attach to the Tina. But we need to, like, put this guy back into the deck this turn. Or pick it up. Yeah, we have to put it back in the deck. We have to Devo Spray. This means that we are a couple turns of no item lock, unfortunately. Unless we retreat and Devo Spray. Because we know they're going to be able to... Actually, this is a good turn to do that. Retreat, and hopefully we hit Devo Spray. 4 in the deck. Yeah, this is actually a really good turn to do this. Yes. And we're not attacking. Okay. Because we know he can just retreat out of it. Click done. Turffield for you. Okay. Click done. Now let's see on their turn of items what they can get going. So, I mean, this is not a perfect lock by any means. You have to pick times to break the lock, to break the perfect lock, to break the, like, item lock combo. So on those times that you break the item lock, you got to make sure, like, you're picking the right times to do that. And I think this was a perfectly fine turn to make that happen. Because we don't care if they have a switch this turn. Because they already have a skateboard. They're just targeting Wurmple, which we can scoop up at some point, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. And if they just knock us out with Tina, that's fine. We just repair this and go from there. Goes down in 2 turns. And that looks like that's what's happening. We also don't let them use Mimikyu, but like an item lock us wouldn't have mattered really. But I mean, it actually does matter. Yeah, them item locking us is actually kind of bad. Ooh, let's hope they don't get second a skateboard on the Giratina. That could be kind of problematic. Let's see if we can find the Tool Scrapper. Okay, Spell Tag. That's not super relevant either because they'll get knocked out to Poison. Not activating Spell Tag. But sure, might as well go throw it down if you're not getting a skateboard. Okay. Bye-bye, Jirachi. Please knock out your Jirachi for me. Ooh, okay. I see you, sir. That's pretty bad. Got one scoop up left, right? Because we prized 2, or have we already taken one out of the prizes? Well, we took Celebi and something else. Okay. Go Jirachi. You are the chosen one. Tool Scrapper. Pretty good. Don't care about Spell Tag. And yeah, we'll just hit him with a Marnie. Okay. Hit him with a give me this. Hit him with a give me this. The boss's orders in Malamar. So we could attack still with the Scoop Up Net. I low-key kind of want to resource management this turn. Yeah, if we get heads, I think we do that. Or get a Scoop Up, but we don't. So we take Marnie. Or just research. I think we take research. Okay, let's see if they have a switch here. 4 cards in hand. Gotta take risks sometimes. We're not gonna win the game without putting some stuff back, I think. And even if they do, it's hard for them to have switch plus boss's orders or something. Knocking out Jirachi, not that big of a deal. So a totally okay time for this. Yeah. Oh. That could be kind of scary if they do get that set up. That could kind of wreak havoc on us low-key. A skateboard onto Jirachi, that's fine. It does give them the free pivot, but we just actually knock it out now with a frozen lock. Oh, there's the switch. Yep, okay. Now what do you do with it? This definitely, as you can tell, is a deck that will take some very long games. There's a treasure. I mean, I imagine they're going to play as many of their trainers as they can. Of their items. I say trainers because I'm used to like playing the old formats where there was no such thing as items, they were just called trainers. I actually wonder, being down 2 switch, if we had boss's orders and brought up Malamar. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's 7 energy. How many switch do we think they play? Nah, we're just going to research. Or sorry, we're just going to resource management. Now we could bring this up in resource management, but I think we just para the active. We put this guy down. Put this guy down. He's a cool guy. Put this guy here. Go ahead and do the para poison. Devo spray. Put this guy back in the deck. Just you. Ordinary Rod back. Both. Get back you. And probably just you. I don't think we need Wurmple Cascoon. We probably don't actually even need the Jirachi. We could have not put that back. Okay. Sunshine Grace. I can pick up you. It's kind of a problem, though, because we actually can't draw... We can draw a couple of the cards, right? Let's see, is there water? Yep, okay. So we can draw 2 of the cards next turn that we put back in. Right? Yeah, guaranteed with Marnie. So we just go like... Research on top. Yeah, we guarantee draw research for the following... Or no. We can go like this. We can go... Devo Spray... Devo Spray, Scoop Up Net. Or sorry, Devo Spray, Research. Yeah. Like that. So now we guarantee draw the 2 Devo Spray next turn, right? We'll draw 6, yep. And then Research will be our top deck for the following turn. So we can Research, discard, thin out all these bad cards, and keep resource management-ing. And there's a chance, like I said, that they... Okay, so that's 3rd switch. So that's pretty good. Oh, I didn't put back Ordinary Rod. That was a mistake. I definitely meant to put back Ordinary Rod. Definitely needed to put back Ordinary Rod. Oh, no. Okay. Because now we lose Guru. I mean, he could resource here. If he does that, if he thinks for some reason that's the move... Fine with me. Because then we get to make up for our mistakes. Yikes. Okay. But he is going to just go on the offensive and take the knockout. Such a long game. We've been playing for 22 minutes, and did I just throw it that right there? We might still be able to win. We can also just Grimsley and take a prize here and totally skip this thing. We can do that next turn, though. Okay, so that's actually a reasonable top deck, too. So go like this. Go here. Pair of Poison. I think we do... Grimsley. Yeah. Yep. And I don't want to shuffle the deck. I don't think... I guess we shuffle it next turn with Devo Spray Z anyway, but... It's okay. We might still be okay, but I think we might have made it. We might have put the game on hard mode for ourselves here. This will get knocked out coming back. Yeah, okay. Do we have the other Grimsley? No, it's already down. Okay. No Ordinary Rod means we don't go, like, infinite. But we don't necessarily need to. I mean, they are down 3 switch. They might only play 3 switch. But the thing is they don't have 4th... Like, even if they do have 4th switch, they get them 1 more prize, right? We eventually just win. So I'm pretty sure if we put Ordinary Rod back, excuse me, we definitely just had it locked up. We didn't do that, though, so we'll see what we can make happen. Could be a close one. He's got this Tina ready to go, but that's not too big of a deal. Yep, take 2. Or take 1 here. This guy is not activated. Scoop Up Net. That's actually a really good prize. Okay. Boss's Orders 2 is pretty good. So we actually knock this out, but we don't want to knock this out. Actually, no, we can knock this out. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we do. Go like this. Yes. Devo Spray Z back. That guy. That's it. Scoop Up Net this guy. And we've got both evolutions for next turn. So we Frozen Lock. And then next turn we can Boss's Orders up the Malamar. It will get knocked out coming back into our turn. And we should be good to go to close out the game. I don't think our opponent can prevent it now. They don't have a way to take all 3 prizes here. Espeon Deoxys, I guess, but I doubt they play that. Gengar Mimikyu. Does that really do anything? I don't think so. It gives them an... it doesn't really do anything, yeah. So I think we've played this correctly here. Unless they have some sort of win condition here, I'm just not seeing. Holy heck, 26-minute game. I already recorded 2 other games for this video. And yeah, that's just going to be Cryogonal up. And that should be it. The one of Boss's Orders coming in clutch here at the end. Jirachi doesn't need to come down. Yeah, we just do this. Well played. And do this. Scoop Up Net this guy just in case. I don't think it matters. And yeah. That was a long one, but I think that like perfectly shows how the deck can work. And there you go. That's a win against Malamar spell tags with Tox Lock. Sir Warrior with a Lightning, Psychic, Metal, and Fire deck. So when I see the Fire type, usually thinking about Firebox. There's not too many tech Fire Pokemon that could be included otherwise. It definitely could be Baby Blacephalon as well. Both of those definitely seem very, very popular currently on PTCGO. So we're losing a couple of Scoop Up and like reusing cards here pretty early with a Research next turn, which isn't great, but not the end of the world. I guess we could go with Jirachi here, try to Super Scoop Up and go with a Stellar Wish, but I think I just want to get down Treecko and try to start using Sunshine Grace with Grovyle as quickly as possible starting on the next turn. Not going to utilize Scoop Up Net or Super Scoop Up just in case our opponent has to play something like, you know, a Marnie or something on their turn. And it is going to be the Ultra Space. They're also playing a Mew. We're seeing this pick up a lot more play since Pikarom has become so much more popular, but Mew is going to go ahead and be the starter, and Ultra Space goes ahead and finds a Baby Blacephalon. Only Welder for 1, though, so looks like, yeah, it will probably just be a Intrepid Sword for the turn for our opponent. Something nice about the Mew is if it does stay active, it does just easily get knocked out coming back into our turn from our opponent. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Scoop Up Net, Cryogonal, send up Jirachi, and we'll just research the hand. Go from there, see what we find. Looks like we will go ahead and get the Turffield out. We should theoretically be okay to win the Stadium War. I will go ahead and get a Grovyle. And Sunshine Grace. I think I just go ahead and get a Wurmple here to start with. We really need to get 2 in play. The Cryogonal, second Cryogonal slash Jirachi's kind of clogging our bench, so I think we're just going to chill like this until one of these inevitably goes down. If he knew what was happening, I mean, our opponent definitely has no idea what's going on with this deck. But if they did, going for a... Cramorant onto the Grovyle would be very good for them. But we'll go ahead and pass it over to our opponent. We could start item locking right away, but I don't want to do that until we are, you know, locking our opponent. I guess it would have been okay in this instance because it forces them to find Welder plus energy in order to even be able to move the Mew and start doing stuff. So actually, maybe hindsight would have been good to go ahead and get the Cryogonal because we're not getting the lock up this turn anyway. So maybe going Scoop Up Net, Cryogonal could have been solid. But they're just going to go with the Blazer. I mean, they could whiff. Okay, that's great then. So they must have just had 0 energy in hand or want to save them for some reason. I mean, yeah, part of me wants to just be like, start attacking, you know? But I'll go ahead and attach, and maybe we will, depending on what we get off the other end of the Marnie. And I think we will just go with a Marnie before Sunshine Grace. Because we want to draw into Cascoons. Perfect. And now we can Turffield for the other piece. And then Sunshine Grace for the Dustox as well. Let's get that guy in hand. Go ahead and evolve. Go ahead and evolve. Now, sniping down one of our Cascoons would definitely hurt our potential lock. For that reason, low-key, I kind of want to... I mean, Jirachi active. We can get several turns of lock going starting next turn, so I'm just going to take the Devo Spray Z. Yeah, this is okay. So we're hoping for no Cramorant shenanigans here from our opponent. We didn't see Colorless in his initial types, but you gotta assume Baby Blounds are playing Cramorant. Most are. It's a good card, so it makes sense. But it is just gonna be the Fireball Circus. Okay, we can get the lock up and running right away here. And let's see if we can utilize that to our advantage. Starting with this guy. Oh, Turffield, there we go. Sunshine Grace. For this one. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start here. Go ahead and leave them poisoned and paralyzed. Devo Spray Z on this guy. Send him back to the deck. Just the Dustox though. Yeah, leave it at Cascoon. And Frozen Lock. Doing 20 damage, more than the normal 10, thanks to Water Weakness on the Blacephalon. But, yeah, it should still... it doesn't quite work out for the math for the Blacephalon to be knocked out coming back into our turn. But with the item lock, it should be pretty tough for them to get much going. So we might be able to win pretty quickly here, potentially. I mean, they do get to Intrepid Sword. Oh! Gonna choose not to Intrepid Sword. Okay. Okay, interesting. Don't know how I feel about that. We'll get this guy. Dustox. Oh, I actually shouldn't. This is a wasted Dustox here because we're knocking it out. That was pretty silly. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. A waste of a Dustox. That's okay. Yeah. Frozen Lock. Really nothing else to do. We don't have a great hand, unfortunately, but... I mean, we're item locking them. Yeah, that was just a bad use of Dustox, because we were knocking them out anyway. I forget that they, like, stay poisoned, you know? So, it's using a Dustox too early, using a Scoop Up Net, maybe two... I mean, I guess Scoop Up Net that turn is okay. Ooh, gonna Boss's Orders this guy up. Oh, and that's actually something where we have to use Super Scoop Up or Scoop Up Net ourselves to get out of that. We don't have it now, so they will not be item locked here. I'm just going to keep thinning the deck out, get this guy. Yeah. So hopefully we can draw some of these better cards here. We'll click done. And... I mean, they can retreat out of this because of the escape board, which is what's kind of annoying. But we can actually use Grimsley at some point to take a free prize on the Mew now, which could be useful. Or even to pull damage to the active, potentially to set up math to where something can get knocked out coming back into our turn. But let's see. They do get a turn of items, so let's see how much they can utilize that. Okay, well, just getting rid of items. Getting rid of the quick ball seems pretty good. Let's see, do they have a welder in hand, though? If not... Ooh, there's the welder. Okay, so they will be able to almost certainly get a knockout on Grovyle. They just need to ditch one energy from hand. And, yeah, with the Flint, that's guaranteed. So, taking out Grovyle. But, honestly, taking out Grovyle is probably better than any of the other stuff. We're already kind of set up here. So, yeah, I mean, not the end of the world, and we will get the item lock right back up. We will start to paralyze it right away. Might have to use Celebi Prism at some point. I said Prime? Prism. Yeah, Prism. Oh, he's just going to chill. Interesting. Was that a misclick? I'm going to go ahead and do this. There's no Pokemon to get out of the deck here. I really hope we don't draw Research. But we'll click Done. He's not item locked, so he can switch out of this. Or Scoop Up Net, potentially, if he's playing Scoop Up Net. I've seen, it's kind of been torn. I guess he's playing Palpad, so maybe he's not playing Scoop Up Net. It seems like people are playing either Scoop Up Nets in order to pick up their Jirachis and then also utilize Mewtwo with Mind Report. But since he's playing Palpad, I don't expect him to be playing Mewtwo, and also meaning he probably doesn't play the Scoop Up Nets. So his only way to move this is going to be probably a couple switch, and he's just going to go ahead and scoop. What? I mean, our hand was pretty clunky there, definitely not perfect, so I don't think that game was necessarily over, but hey, you know what? When we're playing a deck like this, a win is a win. Antony, excuse me, not Anthony. Playing a Psychic deck. Looks like it definitely could be Dragapult. So we'll win the flip. Go ahead and choose to go first. I want to start evolving as quick as possible. Do start Jirachi, which is perfect. And we will go from there. And it is Dragapult. So this is a tough matchup, mostly because of Horror Energy. That is a tough thing to deal with. Losing Ordinary Rod, really kind of unfortunate too. We do have the second one. We've got Oranguru as well. We've got the Grovyle piece, so that is good. Yeah, this matchup can definitely be pretty tough. But we actually get Turffield, which is solid. Kind of want to throw that down in case of a swell. But at the same time, Quick Ball gets us a guaranteed second Wurmple here. We have Marnie next turn. Yeah, we'll go Quick Ball. Turffield, I guess, would also get us guaranteed Grovyle next turn, so maybe that would be a little better. Ditch the Devo Spray. We could have maybe ditched the Water. I still really don't know how to perfectly play this deck. I don't know that there is a perfect way to play this deck, but I mean, I guess there's a perfect way to play every deck, but yeah, this is a tough matchup. You can beat them, but having to hit into Horror Energy is pretty tough. Ooh, and the spell tags. I guess we can set it up to where it gets knocked out via poison, which would help us get around the spell tags. But if we're able to deal with those Horror Energies, we will be a-okay, potentially. They're playing the Giratina, I think is pretty cool. Nice little inclusion. So I wonder if they're playing something like Viridian to discard it over and over again. I've seen so many different stadiums in Dragapult decks. So it's going to just be a Cynthia for their supporter for turn. They're also playing spell tags, which you don't see too terribly often. And it is just going to be a bite, only doing 10, so not too worried about that. Research makes it kind of a tougher choice. Would love to see more cards here, but losing a Scoop Up Net is pretty bad. I think we just need to go ahead and research. We want to try to get these guys set up as quick as possible, and those were pretty good draws here. So we can go ahead and get the Grovyle out right away. Cascoon, Grovyle, Sunshine Grace for another Cascoon, and then we can Stellar Wish, and assuming that Jirachi is going to go down here, we can go ahead and get Cryogonal ready to go for next turn. And yeah, I mean, we've got some solid setup going. Solid setup. But will it be enough around the Horror Psychics? They haven't attached one yet, so that's good. Something also is that they can wait to VMAX until they're getting a knockout, or until they're paralyzed to like heal out of paralysis, but they're not knocking out Jirachi if they do that, so it does give us a little more time to set up, and they're also not spreading to our bench. Ooh, the Fione, though. I think we just have to give them the Grovyle. We just probably have to give them the Grovyle. Let's see if this gets the VMAX. I hope it does. Yep, perfect. So that's good, because now we can take care of this. We have Scoop Up Net in hand. Yep. Sorry, Grovyle. I appreciate the help, buddy, getting us to this point at least. It would be nice to have you around for a little longer, but can't have everything we want. Got a pretty low hand size. Oh, he does take out Jirachi TEU. Pretty good math there. So, yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to go with the good old... Let's hit him with the item lock para and hope that's pretty good for at least a little bit. That's 2 prizes. Well, we don't see any horror energy psychics, which is good. Alright, so let's go like this. Ditch Scrapper. We prized our other Jirachi, which isn't great. I really think I might get Guru here and just put it in the hand. Yeah, we'll just put it in hand. So let's go ahead and go here. Get the para. So this should buy us at least a little bit of time. And next turn we can Dustox. And there's the Frozen Lock. And now we just keep Frozen Locking and keep paralyzing as long as we can until we hopefully draw a supporter and can get out of our kind of bad hand situation. We obviously ditched the Tool Scrapper, which would be great for some spell tags, but not the end of the world because, like I said, we can set it up to where this gets knocked out via, with like the Grimsley, we can set up some math to where this gets knocked out coming back into our turn, also between turns, meaning that it's not being knocked out by damage, meaning that the spell tag doesn't necessarily trigger. So here comes the Cynthia. Fresh hand. And a pass, okay. And you can see the damage does start to rack up pretty quickly, even though this guy has a pretty high HP point. Let's go ahead and do this. Leave him paralyzed and poisoned. And Frozen Lock again. Not going to play the Devolution Spray Z because it puts a card back into our deck. So I give ourselves one more turn to draw into something. I mean, top decking a Research here just makes this feel really solid. Still no Horror Psychic Energies, which is really solid. Really, really good for us. I'm kind of scared if he starts putting all of them onto this Dragapult because, I mean, hitting into this and getting hit back for 80 is pretty bad. Oh, and we did get a Marnie. Let's go. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and get the para. Devil Spray Z. Just the Dustox. Yep. I think we probably do have to Guru at some point here. But maybe not. You never know. Try to Turffield. And try to Super Scoop Up here. Yeah. So that way we get the Wurmple Evolution next turn. Yeah. I mean, he's got a pretty low hand, so maybe this is our time to try to use Resource Management. Yeah. This is probably a pretty good time to do so. He could switch out of it. He hasn't played any switch, but he doesn't have any pivot or anything. So I think this is probably as good a turn as any to Resource Management. Yeah, we're going to do it. And put back Rod, Scoop Up Net, and Scoop Up Net. Yeah, just putting those pieces back seems pretty good. And we can Super Scoop Up or Scoop Up Net this guy out of the active back into Cryogonal. Super Scoop Up would be ideal so we get the energy back, but yeah, let's see if they have any energy. Ooh, the Fiona, pretty good. Okay, so we just got to push the Cryogonal for sure. I mean, he should have saved that if he doesn't have a switch here. Air Balloon. He's playing items. Marnie. Okay, dig in. Our hand was so good, so hopefully we get in some good pieces here. Okay, I'll take that. This could get us back the energy. Ooh, there's the Malamar. Did he draw a way to discard a Psychic and a switch card? Air Balloon. So he's not playing Jirachi, so it's definitely a little more unconventional list. I was really worried that was going to ditch a basic Psychic, but he is going to grab Dedenne. Oh, and it loses a Horror Energy Psychic. He's really digging for the switch here. I guess he does have air balloons, so that's good. He can go in. Good for him, not for me. He can go into the Malamar and right back into this guy. But if he whiffed, oh, that is actually so big. The whiff, really, really big miss. Okay. So we'll go ahead and Dustox. Keep the para. Geez, so much damage on this thing. And I think we try to Super Scoop Up. I mean, he doesn't have Switch in hand, we know. So the question here is, do we pick up Oranguru to get the energy and item lock, or do we pick up Dustox to try to reset the pieces? I think the smarter thing is to pick up the Dustox, bring this guy down, so that way we get the evolution next turn, and we can still try for the Guru. We don't get it, but that's okay. We know he doesn't have the Switch. He can dig, but we know he doesn't have it as of now. And there's still so much damage on this. So the reason we did that is because we need the Wurmple down. We need to get Cascoon down. Like, we need a lot of, like, moving pieces. And need to make sure we have time to keep chaining the stuff. Ooh, if he knocks us out. Oh, but he doesn't knock it out. This is fine. So he'll get knocked out coming back into our turn. Yes. He doesn't have it. So, this is good. This is fine. Hold this for now. And if we get 3 prizes coming back into our turn and we get to just lock something else up, that's feeling pretty solid. Erica's Hospitality gonna draw 4 cards. Let's see, do they find a Switch? Please, no. He could be, like, his list definitely looks way different, and he does miss. That is huge. Now, if we top deck a Scoop Up Net or a Supporter, we're really looking pretty good. Boss's Orders, Quick Ball, Turffield. Oh, no supporters that are super playable out of the prizes. We do get a Water, so we could Devo Spray down to Wurmple. Boss's Orders this up, and Resource Management. Okay. So, yeah, we definitely throw that down. We get Devo Spray down to Wurmple, Hard Retreat into Guru. Do we Boss's Orders this guy up? Yeah, I think so. I mean, these are things that are definitely happening. So we're going to miss a turn of Paralysis next turn, for sure. Ooh. I am actually going to Cocoon Collector. I did not know this was an attack. That's pretty good. I just read this for the first time. Okay. I'll do that. I'm fine with that. We know he didn't have Switch last turn. Let's see if he got a Supporter and a Switch. And now we can attach again and get back into Guru, potentially. Maybe I should have just put more Supporters in the deck instead of the Scoop Up Nets and stuff like that. There's Eldegoss, so he can dig for something. He's going to go with Cynthia, Boss's Orders, what? Can't Hospitality. He's got too many cards. He's going to go with Marnie. I am fine with this. Okay. I'll take the cards. I'll take the cards. I mean, 1 turn of attacking is fine. I'm actually so surprised. This is something I felt like was just like a terrible, terrible, terrible matchup. Ooh, spreading with the... Oh, okay. I thought he was going to go Psi Power. No, he's just going into Max Phantom. Okay. So that is 1 switch down. So let's see how they spread their damage. Gonna put it on Cryogonal. That's the smartest thing to do, for sure. I've played some people who were putting it on like Dustox and stuff like that, and that just doesn't make any sense because I'm picking them up every single turn, you know? Okay. So I think we are going to just accept that we are going to Resource Management this turn. They've got a pretty low hand once again. Okay, that was a good draw. So we go Para. Scoop Up Net this guy. We need that down, because we need to be able to Scoop Up Net this guy and evolve the Cascoon, which is kind of funny. I think we go ahead and attach this and hit him with the Marnie. I guess it does let them see more cards, but we want to find more stuff as well. Ordinary Rod can let us shuffle the deck next turn. Let's put back Water, Wurmple Jirachi. Maybe we save it to put back Cryogonal. Potentially. Let's go like this. We could put back this line. Yeah. Let's do that. Start with that guy. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. And I'm gonna put back Marnie, and Scoop Up Net. So I know we can't really draw the Marnies next turn, obviously, but just for future, after we shuffle the deck, makes it easier. This one could be close. Let's see if they have the switch. Ooh, are they going to go with a Shadow Impact? Start attacking with a one prize guy? We are down. Ooh, we should have resource management back our boss's orders, maybe. I'm going to do that next turn. Ooh, but he just has to pass. Let's go. Okay. Okay. We don't get to Para unless we flip heads. Unlucky. Sad, actually. Okay. So they get a turn of relief. Put this guy back, this guy. Actually, just like double scoop up. We could have used Ordinary Rod to shuffle the deck. But he's going to go down to just one prize. We need a top deck here of like a research badly. And he could retreat and attack with Giratina, which would mean he's not getting the 2 prize turn. So that's actually good for us if he decides to do that. Maybe he could have gone in with Mew. Nope, he's just going to go Max Phantom, taking the prizes. Okay. So this is it. We need a top deck here to stay in this one. Can we get a one-time for the Dustox lock? Standard shock lock. One time. One time. Well, that keeps it paralyzed. So that does something. But no energy. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck. This guy. That's all we really want back is the Guru. 2 energy. I mean, our hand is face up at this point. They know we don't have much. Let's see it. Do they have a switch? A switch does give them the game. And unfortunately, there it is. You can see that was actually still pretty close for something I consider a pretty bad matchup. And we actually weren't even item blocking that much. So, pretty tough one. But that's how it can go. And I think we did show the deck functioning pretty well, at least. So that's good. That is going to do it for the Dustox. I know that this is a much longer video than normal, so thank you so much if you stuck through it. I think this is a really unique deck, deserving of the little bit longer time put into it. That first game was crazy how long it took. That actually was the game I recorded after the other two, but it felt like it made the most sense at the beginning of the video, because I think it really did show off the deck as well as possible. So, pretty heartbreaking loss to Dragapult there in the last one. I actually played against a couple Dragapults when I was trying to get games for this deck, and while I was still testing and figuring it out, I did beat one, but like I said, I think the matchup is just pretty tough. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed. Shoutouts once again to Silverstein for the list and for creating a really cool deck. give it a try, guys, on PTCGO. Super easy deck to build. Should be able to get all the cards pretty easily. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here. And until next time, take care.